Hello, everyone, and welcome to the LoanHero Partner Training. It's great to have you on the call today. We're getting ready here, so we should start here momentarily. My name is Mark Beauchamp, and I will be the host for today's event. And we also have Derek Barclay, the CEO and founder of LoanHero, who will actually be conducting the training call for us today. So I see a lot of you. We had over 100 people registered today, so I see a lot of you are getting logged on, and we really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedules to be with us today. And we've got a couple different audiences on the call. We've got a lot of our former PayPro agent resellers, and that's the majority of the call today. And then I know and I see a couple new potential partners or new partners that are logged in as well. So this is kind of a unique training because we'll be discussing the product, but also training and getting you PayPro resellers ready to go. And just so you guys know, we're porting everything over to LoanHero. So from here on out, starting probably by the end of this week, everything will be LoanHero branded. Your back office portals, we will now be setting you up with new credentials. You'll access everything through the LoanHero partner back office and get all your marketing material there. You'll be able to enter referrals and leads directly into LoanHero from there. And then LoanHero will be processing your residual payments as well from here on out. Now, it may happen this month or it might be next month, but our goal is to get everything coming to you from LoanHero. If you worked with a prior vendor of ours or lender, we will still continue to pay you those commissions. But we're really excited about getting everything ported over, and we just want to thank those PayPro resellers who have been patient with us while we've been getting the bank charter together, and I'm sure Derek will address some of those or kind of give you an update on where we've been and where we are and what we're doing today. So thank you so much for those current resellers, and for the new ones, welcome aboard. We're excited to have you here. And at the end of the call, we'll share with you next steps and what you need to do to get going and verify your training. We are requiring that all partners attend this training. We will be hosting this every Tuesday and Thursday, so don't worry, you'll have plenty of opportunities. We also have several FAQ calls we will be hosting that Roy will be doing during the week, Monday and Wednesdays, and all this info is located in that partner portal, so we will work on getting you those credentials as soon as we can. I just ask before we turn it over to Derek that you be patient with us. Like I said, we have over 100 people signed up today. We've got probably 4 to 5 partner inquiries a day coming in, and we haven't really even been advertising this much to our old reseller channels and some of the partners that we have out there. So we're a little bit swamped right now, but we're extremely excited. It's a great problem to have for us, and we just want to get this first group of you up and running and get all our systems in place so everybody's serviced and the merchants are happy, and we're able to move forward with helping them fund more loans. So with that, I will go ahead and turn it over to Derek Barclay, the CEO and founder of LoanHero. Derek?
Right on. Thank you, Mark. It's great to speak to everybody this afternoon. Really excited to get this program launched and in the hands of all of you. Just to kind of echo what Mark said, first off, I appreciate all the PayPro resellers who have been patient with getting this program up and live. I can tell you right now that, we do have bank approval to be in 50 states. We're going through the process of launching that out, and it's exciting. It's been a long road to get here, and I'm very, very excited about getting you guys all, getting this in the hands of all of you so we can really go out and start getting more and more merchants, and I can start paying you guys a lot of residual payments as well. So with that being said, what I want to do is kind of walk through we're going to go through a training program. This is our first time running this, so please excuse, if this maybe runs a little bit long or a little bit short. We're still kind of figuring out exactly the right process to go through this. But I do think that we have a pretty detailed training agenda that will really walk through and help everybody on this call understand, what LoanHero is, where LoanHero is positioned in the market, why it's exciting to be a part of this company and to be reselling this program, exactly how you make money, the different types of ways that we have set up to ensure your success with the support and the different portals that we have available for you, and then also, the different ways that you can go out and acquire merchants, because we do have a couple different ways that you can do that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. You see here on the page that I'm on right now, my screen. This right here, these sections that we're going to go through. And I'll go relatively quickly. We are going to be recording these. We can send it out to everybody afterwards. But you know, Mark, if you think that there's anything that I'm going too fast, or if there's something that maybe needs more clarification, feel free to jump in and just stop me, because sometimes being in it every day, you know, sometimes I take it for granted that the terminology may be, you know, foreign to some of you out there. So,
Will do.
Myself, so I am the founder and president of LoanHero. I started the company in 2014. I've been in the consumer finance space for a while, since 2012, and I've consulted with over 24 different lending programs out there in the market. These are direct lenders, aggregator platforms, really, you know, any kind of platform out there working with businesses and helping businesses finance their customers at the point of sale. What I did is I started a consulting company that basically went out and partnered with a bunch of programs, and I would help merchants select the type of programs that would be a good fit in their business. Through doing this, I got an opportunity to really see a lot of what was out there and available in the industry, and we realized pretty quickly that there was a better way to put together a platform that solved the pain points that merchants were experiencing, while also providing value to lenders and also borrowers as well. So we started again in June 2014, and we're already having you know, quite a bit of success, which I'll get in here momentarily. So why should you be excited about LoanHero? I think this is kind of a good place to start, because if I think about going out and reselling a program, I want to know why should I really care? Why should I, you know, spend time on it? I got a lot of other products I'm out there offering. Why should LoanHero take up some of my time? Well, I think it's first important to kind of point out that, you know, LoanHero is in the fintech industry, and it's an exciting time to be in fintech. For those of you that have not heard of fintech, I'd encourage you to Google it after this call. You know, just search. You can, in the news today, I saw there was a TechCrunch article talking about how fintech is disrupting banks just today. You know, and every day it seems like there's another article coming out, and it's a very exciting time in our industry. The definition of fintech, it refers to new solutions that are going to demonstrate an incremental or radical disruptive innovation within applications, processes, products, or business models in the financial service industry. You know, Inc. magazine says that fintech is one of the most promising industries of 2016, and Forbes already said that it was one of the most active industries in 2015. You can see here by the chart, really the goal here is to show you that, listen, it's growing, right? I mean, it's on a trajectory upwards. Every day it seems like I learn about a new fintech investment that's going on in our space. You know, how is fintech, you know, the really cool thing about fintech, I love this shot right here. I think this just says everything. When you go to Wells Fargo's homepage, you know, there's so many things that Wells Fargo and other big banks are out there doing, right? They're at one side, they try to offer their merchants and their consumers, you know, multiple products. And this right here just shows the different types of fintech companies out there that are starting to, you know, eat away at what, when you unbundle a bank, what does it look like? Here's all these different companies coming out and actually solving, you know, bringing a value and adding, you know, better technology to different services that the banks are offering. And so LoanHero fits right into that. And really, we're one of the latest innovations in fintech. You know, we were started in, like I mentioned before, June 2014. We launched via a beta launch in March 2015. I tested the product, got feedback from merchants. We went live in 5 states initially to test everything out. We realized that we were on pretty fast, and we went out and started raising more money and getting our bank sponsorship program to be live in 50 states, which now we are. So far, we've raised $24.2 million, and you know, we've got a lot of local press here in San Diego, where we're located. We're one of the cool companies in San Diego. We've got a lot of other great things going on, and we're starting to get out there nationwide as well. We're starting to get picked up by a lot more, you know, press coverage out there, given the fact that, you know, one, we're doing something innovative, but two, you know, the industry of fintech is really growing rapidly. So one of the things that I wanted to jump into right away is the different ways that you can go out there and enroll merchants. And I wanted to touch on this first because I think it's important for everybody to understand this as we go through the rest of the training program, because, you know, we don't have this one-size-fits-all box. We know as you go out there and you talk to merchants, there's going to be different situations you can find yourself in, and we want to equip you with the tools necessary to make sure that, you know, you're ready for those situations that come up. So we have 2 different main ways that you can sign up a new merchant. We have first the first way is the referral model. And the referral model is very simple. It is, you going out, talking to a merchant, getting them interested in LoanHero, and scheduling a one-on-one meeting with one of our finance consultants. That's it. All your job would be is to deliver the basic value proposition of LoanHero, which we get into here momentarily, and you also will have access to tons of material in our back office that will help you with this. But all you need to do is deliver the basic value proposition, get a merchant interested in taking a meeting with LoanHero, make sure that they're actually a qualified merchant that would be a good fit for LoanHero, which we teach you again momentarily. And we do all the work. After you set the appointment, we do the sales. We complete the sales process. We enroll the merchant, and we complete training, and we deal with the support ongoing, and we pay our partners a residual for life of the account. So as long as the merchant is submitting loans, you're still getting paid, just like merchant processing. Every time the merchant swipes the credit card, you're getting paid. So very similar in that regard. The other way is the full close model. So the full close is, you're there with a merchant and they say, hey, great, I've been looking for this. Can I sign up right away? Obviously, it'd be kind of foolish for you to say, well, I can't do that. I need to set up a meeting with you and LoanHero first. And it doesn't make any sense. So we want to give you guys the option to have both at your fingertips. A lot of folks love the referral model. It's very simple. It's a way to just, have us be the product experts and have you out there just focus on driving more and more leads into us. And if you want to help the merchants get signed up because they're so ecstatic about LoanHero, you can do that, and we'll show you how to do that here in a little bit. So let's go through the LoanHero referral model first. Like I mentioned, it's very simple. It's effective, and we've been testing this model for a while now, and it's working. So you walk into a merchant, you pitch the merchant, you get them interested in LoanHero. LoanHero closes, onboards, and trains the merchant, and we pay you residuals for life of the account. How do you go out and you pitch the merchant? Your goal really is just to get the merchant interested in LoanHero. We're not asking you to deliver the full value proposition of going through all the pricing and going through, everything that is involved with LoanHero, unless you want to. I mean, some of you I know have very deep relationships with your merchants. They trust you. You going in there and just handing a lead to us would maybe not make sense. You need to become a product expert. That's okay. But this model here is built for those of you out there that really just want to, just refer deals into us, let us do the heavy lifting. So you get them interested, schedule a meeting with one of our in-house finance consultants. You are the one that's actually scheduling a physical meeting via a calendar booking system that we have integrated into the back office with the merchant. So you're going to set up a time. It's going to get booked right away with our inside consultants, and we'll take the meeting from there, and we'll give you updates along the way. Now, when you're pitching the merchant, typically the things that we like to ask are, ask if the merchant's using financing today. If I walk into a business, first thing I'm going to ask is, hey, are you guys using financing today? It's helpful to understand, what do they have in place today, and then from there, really, this business really calls for a consultative approach because LoanHero is adding value, but LoanHero can add value in a lot of different ways. If the merchant doesn't offer financing, we're adding value in one way. If they're using financing and the process they have today is clunky and they're using big banks and they have all these different products available and it's confusing, then we add value a different way. So, as you learn more and more about LoanHero and how we're adding value to merchants and how we're, making the process easier for consumers as well, you start to learn different ways to get the merchant interested in LoanHero. But the first step is understand what do they have in place today. You deliver the basic value proposition, highlight some of our features. We do have, marketing material, things like that available for you to showcase the merchant, and we're also getting some really cool sales videos created where you can walk into a merchant, maybe you have a tablet or an iPad, and you show the merchant a 90-second video, and the video does all the hard work for you. It just shows, it's a sexy-looking video that will show, hey, LoanHero's here, this is how cool it is, and we'll do the work for you in that sense. And the goal is that maybe that video can get the merchant interested enough to take a meeting with one of our inside team members. And again, that would be really easy for you guys. Going in there, talking to the merchant quickly, showing the video, getting a meeting booked, and having lifetime residuals on that account. I really don't know how much easier we can make it, but that's the goal here, is to make it simple so you guys find success. I do like to point out as well, you're going to have full access to the pricing that we have available. And one thing that we try not to do is we try not to lead on price. I think that there's so many other things that we're providing value to the merchant with that you don't need to lead on price. We do offer very extremely competitive discount rates, though, so we'll get into what that is. It's just like the credit card processing fees, the cost to the merchant, but we'll get into that momentarily. But we typically like to sell on the technology and the improved process and more approvals, and then the price is kind of an afterthought. But again, we're very competitive, so it's not going to be like we're way more expensive. So to submit a new merchant lead, it's very simple. I will actually show you guys this live when we go into the back office a little bit later. But after a merchant, after you get a merchant interested, you just log into your back office. You can click Submit a New Merchant Lead in the LoanHero, and the first step is you click that new merchant lead, then you fill out a contact form with just some basic information on the merchant. That goes into Salesforce, and it also tags the lead to you. We have a little field on there that asks for your partner ID number, and that is what we use in Salesforce to tag all the opportunities and accounts to you, so we know who to pay commission on. And after you submit that form, you land on a calendar, and the calendar is a very easy booking system that just you find a time that works for the merchant, you find a time that works well for the merchant, you just book an appointment right away with one of our inside guys. Couldn't really get much easier, extremely simple process to go through. So what do we do after the lead submitted? After the lead submitted, LoanHero schedules a consultation. The first thing we do is we go through the sales process with the merchant, explain LoanHero, answer their questions. We help the merchant get set up and enrolled. After they complete the enrollment application, our underwriting team works to get the merchant approved. We want merchants to be approved just as much as you want merchants to be approved. That being said, there is a risk of merchant fraud in this business, so if the business is a little shaky or questionable, there is a possibility that we won't approve them. I can tell you that generally speaking, I think we're more entrepreneurial and aggressive with the type of merchants we're willing to work with. But that being said, we of course do want quality merchants. And then if the merchant is approved, LoanHero will train the merchant and get them set up and started on the program. From there, we're going to continue to support the merchant. And the nice thing is, what you have to do from there is nothing. This is truly one of the best parts about this model. We're not asking for you to do ongoing training. We're not asking for you to do ongoing follow-up. Of course, if it's your client and maybe you want to try to get the merchant processing. LoanHero doesn't do any merchant processing. We're agnostic to all of those types of additional services. So if you want to lead with LoanHero and lead with something innovative, something differentiating, get the relationship with the merchant, and then you want to go back 3 months later, 6 months later, whatever it is, you're welcome to do that, no problem. But as far as what you need to do to support your merchants on LoanHero, you do not need to do anything. We do the heavy lifting, and we're happy to pay you for life, because at the end of the day, when we're paying you, we're making money, and so it's okay. It works well in our model. Now, what if the merchant wants to enroll right away? This is kind of what I mentioned earlier. There are going to be instances where the merchant says, hey, this sounds great. They see the video, they see the marketing flyer, like, wow, I've been looking for this. I hate Synchrony, I hate Wells Fargo. How do I get started? Hey, great, I can get you started right away. I have in the back office, there's a button that says Begin New Merchant Application. When you click that button, it goes to the sign-up form. You can enter your LoanHero partner ID number at the very top, and you can work with the merchant on submitting the information in to the application. And the sign-up is 100% online, and the merchant will fill out all the information. You're welcome to work with the merchant on getting the information submitted. You then, after the form is submitted, all the information is going to be populated onto our merchant agreement, and the merchant agreement is going to be sent via Adobe EchoSign to the merchant for e-signature. So the agreement is going to be completely filled out already, pre-filled out, and the merchant's just going to have to click to sign everything. And then after the form's submitted, the landing page that the merchant lands on is going to be a page where they can upload the additional documents that are required. And that is a very easy process for the merchant to go through as well. So section 3, how you make money. So this is obviously why a lot of you, or why everybody is on this call, right, to make money. And LoanHero has a very appealing commission schedule, I believe, that allows you guys to really generate significant revenue. So how does it work? you earn residual revenue from every loan that is funded from LoanHero. You make a percentage of each loan the merchant funds. The percentage paid varies based on the lender and the discount rate charged. We'll go through a commission example here momentarily. You make residuals for life on all the accounts that you enroll with LoanHero. Again, as long as they're funding transactions, you're going to get paid on the transaction. We're on the same team, like I mentioned before. We both want loans to fund. That's how our business builds value. That's how you get paid. We're not in this for a bunch of setup fees. We're not trying to charge a bunch of monthly minimums or monthly fees. We're not charging for equipment, leasing. There's none of that. I mean, LoanHero, the only way we're making money is if we're funding loans, and that's the best case scenario for you because you want us to fund loans and you want to build that residual revenue that is extremely possible with LoanHero. Your commissions are paid once a month. You're paid on the 15th for the previous month's activity. So if you had 10 merchants and they funded a bunch of loans in December, you'd be paid for that volume on January 15th. So let's go through a quick commission example real fast. Let's say that you have 5 merchants enrolled on LoanHero, and let's say that you had per merchant, there were 4 funded loans that were done. Let's say the average ticket was $5,000. So that means that per merchant, you had $20,000 in volume funded. I can tell you that that's a very realistic merchant. That's a small business. It's not some big account. We have some merchants that do north of $500,000 a month with us. But, you know, generally speaking, if you go out and talk to them mom and pop, that's a realistic scenario that you might have $20,000 to $25,000 a month in funded volume from one merchant. So with that group of merchants, you have $100,000 total funded volume in a month. And, you know, on average, we pay, you know, our percentages that we're paying out vary based on the lender and vary based on the credit grade of the consumer. So on average, we're finding right now that the average commission payout is right around 1%. And so if you look at just having it be 1%, even though, you know, it is a tiered schedule and it could vary based on credit score, on average with 1%, the commission per month with just these 5 accounts that you referred into LoanHero and nothing else is $1,000 a month. You know, total commission per year with just these accounts, $12,000. You're not asked to do anything else. LoanHero truly is a way for you to generate tens of thousands of dollars a month in residuals. And I say that not lightly. I say that very truthfully. I have accounts today. I have partners today that have referred even just one merchant, have accounts that are doing over $300,000 a month, and they are getting paid, you know, per merchant over $3,000 a month. So very, very possible to build a very large residual revenue stream with LoanHero. And again, I can't say it enough. We're happy to do it because, again, we're making money when we pay you. So it's a win-win. Now, one thing I do want to point out and just be upfront about is, you know, we don't allow our partners to do a couple things. I've been asked so many times, can we charge setup fees? Derek, I'm going to tell the merchant it's a consulting fee. It's not tied to LoanHero. It doesn't matter, guys. We don't want, we've already had this happen before. We've caught some partners out there kind of slipping sign-up fees behind, like kind of shady, didn't tell us about it up front, and it really doesn't feel good because we don't want to have our program out there misrepresented in the market. You know, it's very sensitive, and we're trying to build a good brand. And so we're requiring our partners not to charge sign-up fees, not to charge monthly fees, not to charge monthly minimums, and not to add anything additional to the merchant discount fees as well. We're really motivated to fund loans here, and you know that's I think the key takeaway for if I'm on the call in your guys' shoes. I've sold enough of these programs where a lot of the folks were so concerned about these things, charging setup fees, charging monthly fees, and everything loan volume. And that's really where what we're focused on is, you know, we plan on funding billions a year, not just, you know, 100 million. We want to really grow to be a substantial player in the space. We have the right team on board to do that, and we believe that we have the right partners to do that. But again, we're not allowing any kind of these unnecessary fees. So section 4. Let's go ahead and go into kind of consumer finance 101. So first off, I'd like to kind of show how big is the consumer finance market. You know, this industry is huge. You know, $391 billion is financed at the point of sale each year. And in 2013, GE Capital, which is now Synchrony Financial, which is one of the major competitors you're going to run into, They're the 800-pound gorilla in this space. They funded almost $94 billion in 1 year alone. This to me just shows that the opportunity is tremendous. Even just going after some of the Synchrony or GE Capital back in the day accounts, that alone is it's eye-opening. I mean, this industry is enormous, and it's really ours for the taking. Why do merchants offer consumer finance programs? There's many different reasons why merchants offer financing programs, but let's kind of touch on the main reasons. Number one is to increase sales and grow revenue. Financing makes products and services more affordable, which allows more customers to say yes. Really looking at that $5,000 today versus $137 a month, sometimes the $5,000 cash today sales price is going to register with consumers. No question about it. I mean, cash is king all day long if the merchant can take it. But advertising an affordable monthly payment allows the merchant to, appeal to more consumers and appeal on affordability, not total cost. Increased average ticket size. Merchants use financing as a way to upsell. One of the things that you might see a lot of times is, hey, 0 interest for 24 months. And then there's a little asterisk next to it, and it says, on purchase prices above $3,500. So maybe you went to a furniture store, you planned on spending $2,000, but you only got 12 months same as cash with $2,000. And if you bought the dining room set with the couch and everything else today, you can get 24-month equal payment, no interest financing. There's a lot of ways that merchants use financing to increase their ticket sizes. Increase conversion rates. Well, by offering affordable payment options, customers can't afford the total price today, now have another way to pay. So you are able to increase the number of consumers who move forward with the product or service today. Attract new customers. So, it comes back to appealing to more customers, right? I mean, there are certain consumers where they see an affordable monthly payment of under $100, that's going to appeal to them. And so, really financing is just a way for them to, attract new customers, appeal to new customers, stand out from the competition. A lot of merchants don't offer financing because of the fees associated with it. We'll go through again, the fees that are associated with the program. But generally speaking, our transaction fees are very inexpensive for the merchant compared to other financing programs out there. But standing out from the competition is one of the major reasons why merchants will offer financing. And then also to convert more website visitors. So to advertise financing online, if they advertise on their website and let consumers know, hey, you can pre-qualify here, check to see your credit score, or check to see what product you qualify for on the LoanHero platform, doesn't impact your credit score. It's a way for merchants to gain leads on their website and to convert more consumers. So what do merchants look for in a financing program? These are some of the major things that merchants are going to be looking for, and I'm happy to report that LoanHero checks on all of these. We do offer all of these to merchants today. So a simple application process with instant credit decisions, a low discount rate, which is the cost of financing for the merchant. We're going to get into that here in just a second. The availability of same as cash promotions. These are the no interest promotions. High approval rates. Merchants are looking for a program that can approve more customers that are coming in. They want the ability to have a low, affordable monthly payment. They want low interest rates for the consumers. They want 100% non-recourse and risk-free for the merchant. They don't want to be held responsible if the consumer defaults on the loan and doesn't pay LoanHero back. They don't want us to go back to them and ask for the money that they received from LoanHero, which we do not do. It's 100% risk-free for merchants. They want fast funding via ACH. They don't want the merchant to receive the money up front. They want to control the sale. Merchants want to receive the funding directly from LoanHero. There are some lenders out there who will fund the borrower directly and tell the merchant, hey, there's no fee to you whatsoever, but the merchant loses control of the sale. And that's something that, in my experience, and my internal team's experience, just doesn't work. Merchants need to have control of the sale. They need to get funded directly. They want to be able to integrate financing into their website. They want point-of-sale marketing material to tell merchants or to tell consumers that financing is available so that they can actually sell financing without having to bring it up every time. The consumer can bring it up. They want reporting and analytics. We have a pretty in-depth reporting and analytics dashboard that merchants can have access to. They want access to financing tools such as payment calculators and custom banner generators. These are ways that merchants can integrate financing into their website and encourage consumers to apply for financing. And they want some customer service. Anytime any kind of issue comes up, the merchant wants to know who they're dealing with. And a lot of times when you call into the big banks, you're just a number. It's an 800 number, and you give them your 10-digit client ID number, and you deal with somebody new each time. LoanHero has a different model. We have a dedicated rep model, so our merchants get to know our inside team. And so they actually develop a relationship with LoanHero, which there's a lot to be said about that. And to be honest with you, this is the way we actually keep a lot of merchants. Getting the merchant on board is one thing, but we need to make sure that they stay on board and continue to submit applications. And when they come to us for the tech initially, and they come to us for the better approvals, that's how we get them in the door a lot of times. But the way we keep them is, really by offering better service to the merchants, and that's something we get feedback on every day. So looking at what's most important to a merchant, this is a lot. These are a lot of things, right? There's a lot of stuff. The good thing is LoanHero checks off on all these things, but what's most important? When you talk to a merchant, what are you going to run into the most? Like, are they going to care most about customer service? No, that's not typically going to be the main driver for them to switch financing programs. However, it could be a part of it. But really what you're going to run into, merchants care most about what's it going to cost them. I mean, the bottom line is, this industry is absolutely not a commodity. It's not like what has happened to credit card processing. The discount rate is absolutely a factor, though. I mean, if you have a 20% fee to the merchant and Wells Fargo is at 3%, you're not going to win the business. But if Wells Fargo is at 3% and LoanHero is at 3.5%, there's a very strong probability that you could get that business because we're adding a lot of value outside of just cost. Approval rate. What percentage of customers are going to get approved? That is a huge thing that merchants are looking for. They want to make sure that they know that, if we offered a 20% approval rate, well, they got to find another option for 80% of their customers now. And that's not a great solution, and that's actually one of the major pain points we're solving for, which we'll look at here momentarily. Technology and process. Merchants do care about what's the process that I have to go through to get a loan approved, and after the loan's approved, what do I have to go through to get the loan funded? Our process is very easy, and this is one of the best selling points we have. We approve more customers, yes. We have competitive discount rates, yes. But the big thing you can lead on is the process. Our process is simple, it's easy, it's effective, it's 100% paperless. We offer instant credit decisions. We give a loan dashboard portal for merchants to manage their transactions. They have a ton of analytics and reporting tools available to them. So technology is something big that you can really lead with LoanHero. And the other thing is, does the merchant have to use a lot of multiple financing programs to get their customers approved? The big banks are going to have approval rates that are below 50%. And so because of that, merchants typically have to offer multiple financing programs to get all their customers approved. And if you find that's the case with a merchant you're talking to, wow, what a great opportunity. And the good thing is, most merchants are doing that today. And the availability of no interest promotions. Will a merchant have the ability to extend no interest financing to their customers? If we didn't have the availability of no interest promotions, there's a large group of merchants that would not be interested in LoanHero. So it's extremely important to have these zero interest promotions. They're available on a case-by-case basis, and we're going to get into that as well here momentarily. So let's look at discount rates. So you're going to run into this a lot. Merchants are always going to ask, what's the cost to me, which means what is the discount rate? And the discount rate is just the cost of financing for the merchant, and the discount rate varies based on the customer's credit and industry. Generally speaking, we have discount rates that are between 1% and 6%. They're usually 1% for the prime customers, 3% for the mid-prime customers, the near-prime, and then 6% for subprime. We do also have availability to go a little bit lower on the pricing. We can go 1, 2, 3 instead of the 1, 3, 6. And we can even go a little bit lower for the large, very large merchant opportunities. What I would say to everybody on the phone is that, the commissions that you earn are varied based on the pricing that is sold to the merchant. And so, the 1, 3, 6 is really what everybody should be trying to sell merchants on. It's a very competitive rate structure. We've had success selling it internally. Sometimes you're going to run into a merchant that does a lot of volume, and you need to get a little bit more competitive. So we give our partners the ability to do just that. But here's how the discount rate works. So you have a total loan amount, let's say in this case, of $5,000, and there's what we call a risk discount. That's just a standard discount fee just to take the loan. If the merchant didn't want any no interest offer whatsoever added to the loan, then they would just be $5,000 minus 1%, and that's it. The merchant would get paid $4,950. Just a $50 fee if they just took the straight loan product with no same as cash offer available. Now, if the merchant did want to offer a same as cash, there's an additional fee to the merchant for doing that. And we're going to get into same as cash on the next slide, explaining exactly how that works. But there is an additional fee for any kind of same as cash. And so the total fee in this example is you see the risk discount of 1%, the promotional discount of 7%, the total discount is 8%. And so what happens is LoanHero funds the merchant the $5,000 less the 8%. So what is the 8%? It's $400. So LoanHero is going to fund the merchant $4,600. Just like credit card processing and merchant services, the merchant is going to get paid directly less some kind of a fee for the transaction. Now, one big thing I got to point out is this bubble right here, this thinking cloud. We cannot pass the discount fees to the customer. This is so key. We do not. I can't express it enough. Merchants, a lot of times they'll say, well, if if the customer has bad credit and it costs too much money for me, I want to pass the fee to the customer. Well, there's a lot of concerns from a compliance standpoint on that we cannot do that. So the merchant has to take the fee and they eat it. And this is already standard in the industry. So don't let merchants fool you. If they're already offering financing, they're already taking a fee. And there's no way that Synchrony or Wells Fargo or Citi or anybody else is allowing them to pass that fee to the consumer, at least not knowingly. So how do no interest offers work? No interest promotions give customers an opportunity to pay off their loan within a certain period of time to incur no interest. So let's look at this a little deeper. Now, thing to keep in mind is that the customer must pay off the full loan amount within the same as cash period to receive no interest on the entire purchase. So for example, if the customer has a 12-month same as cash promotion, they must pay off the full loan amount within 12 months to incur no interest. If they pay off the loan amount, if they pay off 90% of the loan and then they roll over past 12 months, they're going to incur interest on the entire transaction. And so they really want, we really encourage consumers to pay off the full amount within the same as cash promotion so that they can receive that no interest. So again, if they do not pay it off, they do pay interest over the full term of the loan. And merchants use same as cash offers. Same as cash and no interest are pretty much used interchangeably. But they use same as cash promotions as a way to, it's a sales tool. It's a way to close business. They can run a special over a weekend. Hey, this weekend only, 0 interest for 24 months. A lot of you might remember these More Furniture for Less or Ashley Furniture commercials on TV, no payments till 2020, and that's very common in the industry already. So merchants have the capabilities to offer that on a loan-by-loan basis when they feel necessary to get a deal closed, or if they're running some kind of a promotion or special. So how do merchants sell financing to their customers? We've already touched on this a little bit, but I wanted to just kind of have a blatant slide to really point this out. Really there's two things that merchants are doing to sell financing. One, they're selling the monthly payment. They're putting the focus on affordability and not the total price. We looked at that $137 per month versus $5,000 up front before. This is going to help the merchant appeal to more customers. Some are going to care about that $5,000 cash sales price. Some are going to care about the $137. Regardless, having that monthly payment actually allows merchants to appeal to more customers. And then the special no-interest promotional offers. The extended special no-interest promotional offers are another way that merchants go out and sell financing to their customers. Provides consumers the incentive to move forward right away. It drives more customers to the business. Can be used as a tool for increasing the average ticket, like I mentioned before. Maybe the 24-month same as cash is only available with a minimum $3,000 purchase. So there's a lot of ways that merchants use financing, but these are the two ways that they really are using it to to actually sell. These are the two things that merchants are really using to sell financing to their customers. So what are most merchants doing today? This is what gets me excited, and this is why we started LoanHero. What we were doing before is I was consulting with different financing programs out there in the market and helping merchants create a waterfall of lending options. I would tell the merchants, hey, keep your prime option. Care Credit, Synchrony, Wells, cool, keep them. You submit everything to them first, no problem. If you get a decline, which I knew they were going to get a lot of declines, now take that decline and put it into the second program. And I would dictate what that second program is. I would help the merchant set up that second program, and I would help them set up a third program and a fourth program. And I've set merchants up sometimes as many as 6 different programs. And so typically speaking, what merchants are going to do is they usually have, usually 2 or 3 programs available, usually. They're usually going to have a prime program as a big bank-sponsored program. Then they're going to have a second program that is a near prime program that's an alternative each of these platforms are not interconnected. They're not talking to each other. It's a standalone platform with prime, a standalone platform with near prime, and a standalone platform with subprime. So why should merchants not use multiple standalone programs? One, it results in a poor customer experience. Who wants to submit multiple applications and get declined multiple times, and all while getting multiple credit inquiries to get financing at a furniture store, right? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, you go in, you're a subprime consumer, the merchant submits you through Wells Fargo first, you get declined. You kind of already knew you were going to get declined, but you spent 10 minutes with the rep, you're declined. Now you go to the next application, you do the same thing again. You might have a little bit more questions than before because the alternative lenders are going a little bit deeper in FICO score. So you're going to have to refill out the application, and then you go again on the third program as well. So, not a great user experience. It's not a great use of the sales rep's time either, which is the third option over here, or the third reason, the results in staff confusion. When you offer multiple standalone programs and create these internal waterfalls of lending options, you're requiring your sales reps to become experts on financing, right? These folks have got to really know the financing program very well. They've got to know how to submit a loan through Wells Fargo. They've got to know how to submit a loan through the second option and how to submit a loan through the third option. All platforms are completely different. Again, the reporting is not in sync. It's just it's a headache. And the third is, the third reason, and number 2 here in the middle, is it results in lost sales. I mean, how many times is a customer going to submit an application before saying forget it? I mean, I know myself personally, if I get declined by option 1 and option 2, I'm probably saying forget it. I mean, that's an embarrassing process to go through. It's awkward for the sales rep. And, we've talked to some very large merchants who agree that this is just a problem. I mean, this is not the best setup possible. Now, what some merchants have tried to do is they tried fixing the problem by saying, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer that first option. I'm going to skip the second option. I only got a couple people approved each time with that one. And I'm going to do the third one. So now I'm going to offer a prime and a deep subprime no credit check option. So what happens is you're completely missing the mid-prime market. The consumer that has that 650 FICO score, that middle-of-the-road FICO score, that isn't terrible. It's not great. The banks aren't going to approve that person. But any kind of there's a lot of online lenders, emerging today that would be happy to work with that customer on a fixed-term basis at a very competitive interest rate. So, when merchants try to intervene and say, we're just going to offer a Synchrony followed by progressive leasing. Well, that's too bad, because now what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of consumers that could have qualified for something better get put into progressive leasing, and that interest rate's north of 100% interest. And so it's very confusing for the consumer and for the merchant, and LoanHero eliminates this completely, which I'm going to show momentarily. Right now, actually. Okay, section 5. So this is LoanHero 101. So why are merchants going to love LoanHero? We just spent some time now going through what merchants are doing today, offering the multiple financing programs on a standalone basis, talks about some of those problems, talks about kind of how merchants are trying to fix it themselves. So why are merchants going to love and welcome a conversation with LoanHero? Well, one, we integrate multiple lenders into one platform to increase approval rates. So LoanHero is a technology platform that merchants go to, and they just submit one application. We instantly tell the consumer what they can qualify for, and there's multiple lending options in the platform. The best way to think about this is we are really growing into what is going to become a lending tree for point-of-sale financing, right? We're going to have multiple options available in the platform. We're not going to display 3 or 4 different options for the merchant and consumer to choose. We're going to direct the consumer to the best option and make that decision for them to simplify the process. But we really are becoming a lending tree for point of sale. We have one application, one platform, one process. It's very simple for merchants to manage financing with LoanHero. They don't have to work with multiple companies, and all their data is in one place. The system's easy to use. It's integrated with the latest technology, instant approvals, 100% paperless process. Web-based platform can be accessed from any device or tablet. There's no hardware needed. There's no cost to this thing. I mean, the only fee the merchant ever pays is just if they fund a loan, they pay a transaction fee, which is already standard in the industry. And we're consumer friendly. We give the consumer the best interest rate possible based on their credit. We also have the ability for consumers to check their rate without having a credit inquiry. So one of the problems with having multiple standalone products is that the consumer is getting hard credit pulls from multiple lenders until they finally get approved. With LoanHero, we're set up to do pre-qualification soft pulls, so I can actually tell the consumer what they qualify for up front without even impacting their credit score. So it's a very unique way for merchants to introduce financing to customers. So before, they were selling on the affordability of monthly payments. They were selling financing with same as cash promotions. Now they can even introduce the financing via, hey, we can tell you what you qualified for. There's no impact to your credit history, and you can just see what interest rate you qualify for. So it's a way to ease into the conversation of financing. So let's go through some of the program specifics of LoanHero. I think this is helpful now that you kind of have a better understanding a little bit of, and I know this is a lot, everybody, so I'm trying to go through this quickly while also dumping a lot of information on you. I will say this, is that we do have all this information is going to be in your back office, so when you get some time, you can spend more time going through and combing through material, looking at these kind of program specifics and really getting comfortable with the program, and then also, attending the FAQ calls and asking questions and, again, hang in there with us as we kind of get all this built out. But I'm excited to kind of go through some of these specifics here. So we have loan amounts from $1,000 to $10,000 in all industries and up to $25,000 in home improvement. We do not do loans below $1,000 today. We will do loans below $1,000 with a new lender that we'll bring on shortly, but today for the foreseeable immediate future, it has to be at least $1,000. The terms vary based on the loan amount, but they are range from 12 to 60 months. The interest rates today are starting at 13.99% interest fixed. The big banks offer their credit cards at 29.99%, and so a lot of folks think, oh, 13.99, that's not that low. It's actually pretty competitive, to be honest with you, compared to what the big banks are offering, which is who you're going to run into. And we still offer all those same zero interest promotional offers that you're going to find with a big bank. Our back-end interest rates just start a little bit lower, and we're also adding new lenders that are actually lowering that interest rate from 13.99 down to single digits. We have the no interest promotions available for 6, 12, 18, and 24 months. So we can go zero interest for up to 24 months. The discount rates vary based on industry, but they're very competitive. They start as low as 1% in most industries. Funding via ACH within 48 hours. No hardware, no downloads. All you need is the internet. Again, no setup, no monthly, no minimums. 100% risk-free. And I already mentioned the extremely competitive discount rates. Multiple lenders integrated into one platform. Simple process. We approve more customers. One solution, one application, one platform. 100% paperless. Instant credit decisions. Borrowers can access the application from their smartphone. Merchants can access the platform from any kind of tablet. The platform fits on any kind of device. It's very easy it's very sexy looking and expands based on the size of the screen. The borrowers can apply through their smartphone. We provide free point-of-sale marketing material to merchants. Borrowers can check their rate, like I mentioned before. Merchants can integrate financing into their website. They have a reporting portal where they can track analytics. And each merchant's given a dedicated account manager and a dedicated customer management team. So quite a few different specifics there. Again, I know I went that pretty fast, but this is in the back office, so you can grab this information at any time. It's almost kind of like your cheat sheet in a lot of ways. Kind of the things that you want to highlight here, these program specifics are really, the main things you're going to be talking to. So industries we can target. What kind of industries can LoanHero go after? We can go after consumer goods. Really, any product that is over $1,000 in total price, we can go after. Some of the major ones are furniture and mattress. I can tell you furniture and mattress is going to be one of the most competitive industries, but that being said, they do volume, and financing is very predominant in furniture and mattress. You're going to run into Synchrony a ton there. And so, we'll get into, as we kind of build out more and more support for our outside partners, we'll have, one-off calls just dedicated to, really, sales in a specific industry and, diving into, the competitive landscape by industry. Because it does change slightly, but generally speaking, merchants are going to care about mostly the same type of stuff, the cost, the platform and technology, how many customers are you approving. It's just varying what the process looks like based on industry. Automotive service and repair, so transmissions, any kind of repair that's over $1,000 we can finance. Home improvement is an enormous industry. We really love home improvement. Again, we go up to $25,000 in home improvement. We have HVAC, windows and doors. What I try to typically do is focus on home improvement companies that do a lot of transactions with a lot of customers. What I try to stay away from is a contractor who does 2 jobs a month. That's just not going to be the type of merchant you're going to make a lot of money on. You really want to focus on, with everything, especially with home improvement, because the remodels can take a long time. Home improvement, focus on the guys that are visiting multiple customers a day. The HVAC, the water filtration, the guys who have multiple appointments scheduled out throughout a day and can have a huge fleet of individuals out talking to merchants. Medical devices, these are hearing aids, wheelchairs, any kind of medical devices that could be financed. Medical services, these are any kind of out-of-pocket medical expenses. Dental, LASIK, veterinary, cosmetic surgery, weight loss surgery. We do hair restoration. This is kind of a light industry list. We have a very detailed industry sheet in our back office, and I will actually show you guys how to navigate back office here momentarily and actually show you where to get that information. And then we also do power sports, funerals, pets as well. So minimum merchant requirements. So what kind of merchants are we out there looking for? This is, again, the minimum, right? The minimum years in business, we're looking for 1 year, right? We want businesses that have some kind of track record. We can make exceptions to this, but typically, guys, it's focus on folks that are a year at least. If they've been alive for 9 months and they're just blowing up and they're doing awesome, I mean, yeah, we'll look at them, but generally speaking, we're looking for minimum years in business, 1 year. Minimum annual sales, this is a hard line in the sand. 250,000, it's not worth it for anybody to be enrolling merchants to do 100,000, 200,000 a year in sales. You're just not going to see a lot of volume from those folks. So let's stay focused on, I personally have actually been an advocate internally to raising that to 500,000, but my sales team has killed that multiple times, and they said, hey, we don't want to limit ourselves to working with a small business, so we're okay working with down to 250, but again, focus upwards. I tend to focus our inside guys on, $1 million or more in annual sales. You're going to find that with this product, that you can talk to the bigger merchants. The bigger merchants are going to be happy to talk to you, and so if you feel comfortable going into a larger opportunity, they'll hear you, and they're going to be using a big bank followed by somebody else typically. And so there is value that LoanHero can add and provide, and just get a meeting booked with us. No bankruptcies within the last 2 years. The merchant must have a valid business license. They must have a valid contractor's license if it's required in home improvement. They must pass the business review. We pull a business credit report with Experian. We look for just kind of trends in the business. It's just really looking to see if the business is a healthy business or not. We want to make sure our partners are going to be around for a while. They must have good reviews. If they have, don't get me wrong, we know there's customers out there who are unreasonable and can put reviews on the merchant's website that aren't necessarily fully true. So we understand that. But if there's a trend and we see that there's just every single review is, yeah, the merchant didn't do this for me, and I tried to go back to them and they were unreasonable. Those are kind of the trends we're looking for, right? We don't want to have merchants that are going to have a bunch of disputes, consumer disputes. And of course, the merchant must be in an approved industry. So how does the process work with LoanHero? I'm going to show you guys some slides here momentarily, actually showing you screenshots of the platform, and we have videos that you can go into and see a full demo of the platform. I was planning on actually giving you guys a demo of the platform today, but just given the time already that this is taking to go through this, I'm gonna actually show you where to access a video that shows over like a 20-minute video or so, a step-by-step walkthrough in depth of our platform, so you can really get a good feel for exactly what the technology is. But just high level how it works. The merchant logs into a dashboard and they submit one application. We instantly pre-qualify the consumer and tell them what they qualify for without impacting their credit score. If the consumer likes what they're provided, they can accept the offer. The merchant can finalize the details of the transaction. If the consumer got qualified for a really low interest rate and they wanted to add the dining room set to the purchase, the merchant has the ability to fluctuate the sales price and also extend zero interest offers if they wish. The borrower e-signs the documents, and LoanHero funds the merchant directly, and then we have different lenders on the back end who get the loan asset. So this is a simplified approach. This is a very simplified, kind of how it works. What I'd like to do is actually show you some screenshots. And as I mentioned, I initially thought of going through a full demo, but we're going to hold off on that, and I have a video that you guys can see that on your own time. But let's go ahead and walk through, how does it work? You'll see here that this is the merchant dashboard. Merchants are given a dashboard where they can manage and submit loan applications. So they're going to be able to have a dashboard that they can see very clearly all the applications sorted by most recent updated status. On the left-hand side, they can filter applications by status. It's a very simple way for them to manage their pipeline. When merchants click on any of the green Acme links, you can see the Acme 545 is the name of this loan. When they click any of the little links on the loan object, a pop-up comes up and it quickly shows the merchant more information on that loan object without ever leaving the dashboard. What I've found in my experience is some of these platforms would have you dig into so many layers to finally find the information that you were looking for. It was just very cumbersome and confusing on how to get back into that information. With LoanHero, it's just, hey, we show the bare minimum information on a dashboard. You want more information on the loan, click here. We quickly show you more information on the loan very easily. When a merchant goes through and submits a new loan application, the first thing that we ask is how would the customer like to apply. The merchant can submit a new application with the customer directly in the store, or they can email a link to the customer if the consumer wants to apply privately from their phone. So they can send a secure link, the consumer clicks that in their email, and we're also going to be integrating this via text soon as well, where they can click the link, and then they can go ahead and fill out the consumer application privately from their smartphone, and the information will go right into the platform for the merchant. You can see here that if the application link is emailed to the customer, they can apply privately from their smartphone, and it fits perfectly on any kind of screen size. So you can see here, it just it looks pretty. It doesn't look all janky and clunky. It fits based on the size of the screen. After the consumer completes, so the consumer first completes one step. This right here is the first step of the application. So we're asking for all the basic information that all the other lenders are asking for out there. We've looked at our application process versus there, and we're really asking for a lot of the same information. After the consumer submits this first initial page, we do a pre-qualification. So we can tell the consumer instantly, right away, that, hey, you're pre-qualified. Here's what you're pre-qualified for. Do you wish to move forward? If they agree to move forward, they land on the finalized details page. The finalized details page is where the merchant takes control of the transaction again, and they finalize the details with the merchant or with the consumer. Do they want to add a zero interest offer? Do they want to change the loan amount? Does the consumer want to put down a down payment? There's a lot of different things here that can come up. We just have this one step where the merchant can get all the details of the transaction complete before populating that onto the borrower agreement. So that's what's really key here, is that this step is where the merchant is actually changing all the information that's going to get populated onto the borrower agreement that they're going to sign. The loan documents are electronically generated, so the merchant, the consumer can e-sign the documents right away in the platform with the merchant right there. They also could e-sign via email, so if they wanted to sign privately, they could have the docs emailed to them, and they could sign privately on their phone, on their device, at home, whatever it is, or they can sign right there with the merchant. After the application is submitted and the signature is received by the borrower, all we ask the merchant to do is provide us with an invoice. That's the only part of this process that is possibly not considered paperless, would be that we want an invoice from the merchant. There are certain merchants that we could remove this option for if they're big enough and we have enough trust in the merchant. We have done this already, for example, with Amco Transmissions, which is an account of ours. They do not have to upload an invoice, and the corporate has backstopped any kind of fraud that could come with each of their centers. So we can customize that, but generally speaking, the mom and pop shops are going to have to upload an invoice. And then that's it, though. After they upload the invoice, that's it. The transaction is complete. The merchant's then paid within 48 hours. Some of the cool things that we have the reporting portal. It's a really cool reporting portal. Again, in the video, I go through it in depth, and I showcase some of the cool features around that. But we have a great reporting portal that is unique. I mean, merchants are not given this today. I can tell you, Synchrony and Care Credit, what they're providing is a PDF package that shows, here's how much we paid you for the month, and here's the different types of products we paid you for. Is it zero interest for 6 months product, or there's different key codes that they have, and that's it. They're not given any kind of analytics on, what was the approval rate, what was the approved to funded rate, what type of customer are you seeing by credit score. We give the merchant a lot more tools and analytics than they're going to receive elsewhere. We have a payment calculator. So the merchant can instantly calculate the affordable monthly payment for the consumer right there on the dashboard. They enter in the loan amount, and we're going to automatically show what the affordable monthly payment is. We also allow the merchants to easily generate website banners. So they can generate a custom banner that they put on their website that links back to their unique application. So they can advertise the zero interest for 18 months online. The consumer clicks it. They land on a co-branded application that then is submitted and put into the merchant's back office, or into the merchant's portal, and the merchant's email notified, letting them know that, hey, the customer applied online. This is what the co-branded application looks like. We have the ability for merchants to upload their logo, and they can co-brand the application very easily. All right, so this is kind of the last section here. Understanding the tools that you have available, and this is actually where we're going to walk through the back office here momentarily. We have a back office that has really everything you need for success. It's where you can go to schedule your one-on-one consultations. It's where you're going to go to submit a new merchant application if the merchant wanted to sign up right away. It's where you're going to go to access information if you want to see another training webinar. If you want to see us do this again, there was a lot to handle this time. You want to visit the next one, no problem. We have the training webinar scheduled in the back office. We have a sales center where you can access marketing material. Eventually, we're going to have the sales videos back there. We're building out a competitor section. Just truly, anything that we can do, we want to do to provide you guys with what you need to be successful. So even if there's something that we're not doing that you think would be a great idea, let our partner support team know, because there's a very high probability that others out there probably have similar needs to you. Document Center, this is where you're going to access pricing, you're going to access the program highlight sheet, you're going to access just some different documents we have available for you. We have a video library. This is where you can see a demo of the LoanHero application process today. We have a resource center. This is where you can schedule a one-on-one consultation if you need with one of our partner support team members. If you have a big opportunity, or you have a question that's really specific that you didn't want to, that was a little bit different than the FAQ calls, or whatever it is, we have resources available for you, and we have contact information. We pick up our phones. We're a company that we want to make sure that you have everything you need to be successful. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and review the partner back office. So, when you log into the back office, you see what I have here on my screen right now. Some of you are going to, the ISOs that are out there that work with a lot of partners and have agents, you can easily submit new agents into the LoanHero platform very easily here. Anytime you have any questions, you can hover over these little information buttons here. It'll show you exactly what it is that you can do with these different applications, with these different buttons. But submit new agent is for the ISOs out there who have agents that are selling their different clients, their different products. Schedule a merchant consultation. This is the process that you go through when you want to submit a new merchant application, or when you want to get a merchant consultation scheduled with one of our in-house team members. So you fill out this quick form right here with the merchant. You click submit, and then it's going to bring up a calendar booking system that is very easy. I'm going to just actually pull it up real quick. You can see here that it comes to this right here. So after you go ahead and click, you fill out this form here. Everything is tagged into Salesforce appropriately, so we know that, hey, this merchant opportunity came from this LoanHero partner right here. So you enter in your LoanHero partner ID. Very important, you enter in exactly like we have listed here in the field. And then you go through and you help the merchant find a time that works for them. So you're going to help them click next. They say, hey, great, this Friday works for me. I can meet then. All right, Friday, and here's the different times available. So you just click the time that works for the merchant. It's going to automatically be in their time zone. You can easily change the time zone here if something did not seem correct. And you just go through, enter in some information that we would like to have on this booking, and that's it. That is truly the referral model that you're going to be going through, that process. We go back, begin a new merchant application. This is actually the full merchant enrollment process. So you have here, you enter in your partner ID number. We want the person who's completing this application, if you're the one completing this application on behalf of your merchant, we want to know that information. If the merchant's the one filling it out, we want to know that as well. And you just complete this form. And this form, pretty short. We ask for a little bit of additional information after this one's submitted, but really a very quick and easy way for merchants to get set up on the program right away. This is not going to take very long at all for the merchants to complete. They should be done within 15 minutes. Accessing the tools you need for success. So I already mentioned the training webinars. A lot of you may have already seen this, but this right here is our training webinar schedule. So you can see here, Tuesdays, Thursdays, here's the information that you would need to access the training. Probably going to update this to 60 minutes, probably 90 minutes, just because seeing the timing that we have now. Going into the Sales Center. So the Sales Center is where you can access a lot of information. A lot of it's coming soon, but these things are going to be rolling out quickly. Merchant sales videos, something that we've got in development right now. These are the tools, these are the videos you can showcase to a merchant that are 90 seconds or so, giving them the highlights of LoanHero, doing the dirty work for you, and you can instantly book a meeting afterwards. Marketing material, you can see here we have a generic flyer. I actually just got an updated version of this today. I'm going to be updating the one we even have right now in the back office. But you can see here, we have marketing material already created right now, live. We have some better marketing material that's actually going to be posted later today. sales scripts and email templates, tour LoanHero's features. We already went through a lot of this together today on the call, on our training call, but there's different features that you could be going through with the merchant as well, or there's different features you could be viewing here in the back office as well. The video library. So video library, this is a platform walkthrough demo video. I mentioned this before. If you want to see a step-by-step walkthrough of the technology live, go ahead and go into this. Go ahead and go into the partner video library. Go ahead and watch this walkthrough demo. We're also going to be submitting a merchant training video here as well. And I'm also going to be creating a video now on how to navigate the back office, the partner back office. Document Center, I skipped that. Document Center. So we have a lot of different documents available. LoanHero program details. You can easily see the program details here. We went through these in our PowerPoint presentation today, but just quick and dirty, you can see right away the highlight sheet. You can click to download the PDFs. Everything's posted in Dropbox. So you always know that you're grabbing the most recent material just by clicking that. LoanHero's pricing. So if you want to go into LoanHero's pricing, you can click the pricing button, and then we ask for what industry do you want to be pricing for. Let's say you want to look at consumer goods and furniture. You'll see here we have the 3 different pricing guides available. The LoanHero pricing guide is what's going to pay you the most money. I would just encourage you to look at your Schedule A. We have this all listed out in your Schedule A, exactly what you get paid by different pricing structure that's set up. Now, to be fair, a lot of you out there who are going to be referring merchants into us, just getting them interested, the pricing conversation might not ever come up. And to be honest with you, that's okay. That's actually really encouraged. I mean, if you're going to be sending in an opportunity to LoanHero to actually consult with the merchant, have a meeting with the merchant, let us do the heavy lifting on the pricing and just sell them on the other things to get them at least interested in a meeting with us. And then we're in it together. I mean, trust me, I would much rather charge 136 than 123 if I can. And that is incentivizing for you as well out there because, it's a higher commission structure for you. So we're in it together on that standpoint. We all want the same thing. We want to, our rates are competitive at the 136. I don't think we need to drop our rates much more than that, but we wanted to have the availability for you to, know kind of where you can go with pricing based on the type of merchant you talk to. And you can see here, scrolling down, you can look at, the pricing in detail, as you just scroll down in each of these sections with the pricing. So, if you go to medical services, we have 2 different types of pricing within medical services. We have low risk and high risk. You can see the different types of industries that are a part of each of the different risk buckets, and you can view the low risk pricing here. Very simple. You have the 2 different pricing structures here for this industry. So spend some time, navigate through the pricing. These are the things that we can answer more detailed questions on in our FAQ calls and one-on-one consultations. See approved industries. So the approved industries, you'll see here, this is a little bit more in depth. I have a PDF copy here. We'll let that load in Dropbox. But you'll see here, this is an in-depth look at our approved industries today, and also at our restricted industries. What are we not able to do today? We're not able to do card not present or customer not present transactions. So the phone sales and internet sales without a customer in brick and mortar today we cannot do. However, that is going to be live in Q2 of this year, possibly sooner. We just have some fraud things we want to integrate into the platform first before we go live with customer not present transactions. We can't do car stereo and alarm. We don't do jewelry today. I know that's a big one. A lot of people ask about that. We cannot do guns. That's another big no-no. We don't do auto loans. We don't do professional services or websites or vocational and training schools. Everything's within reason. I mean, there's certain ones that are absolute no's. For example, the guns we really can't do. We cannot do jewelry. We cannot do car stereo and alarm. But the opportunity is big enough on a vocational and training school where there's a huge opportunity. We might look at it, but don't spend your time there because it's not the best use of your time, in my opinion. I think you should focus on the blue oceans, as we call them, up here. I mean, these merchant opportunities, medical alone, is wide open for the taking. And so rather than focusing on vocational and training programs, it's better to focus on medical and other industries that we already have approved. But you can see all the restricted industries here. Minimum merchant requirements, we touched on this already, but again, you can see the information here, and you can download the PDF copy. So the approved industry list, you can see here, is what the approved industry list looks like. So, you know, it's a detailed list that really goes through and itemizes everything out for you and what you can focus on. And here's the same thing with the minimum merchant requirements. Very easy to get that documentation. If I go back, we're going to be building out a detailed section on our competitors. So you're going to know that, oh, I just ran into a new competitor. Never heard of Green Sky before. Huh, I wonder if LoanHero knows about them. So you can go back here, view details on competition, click Green Sky, see how LoanHero is going to line up against Green Sky. Know the selling points that you should sell against that lender. And so that's something that we're building out right now. Again, a lot of these things are, you guys are getting this first. I mean, this is the first training call we've done. This is the first first group that knows that we're launching to 50 states and that we're going live right now. And so you guys are in early, so just bear with us as we kind of work through some of the little kinks here and there, and as we work through getting all this material out to you. But I do think that, generally speaking, you know, we have a pretty good, you know, a pretty good base foundation here for you guys to have success, at least getting started. The resources, you know, here you're going to see the information for our weekly update call that we have every week, and also our bi-weekly FAQ call. So we have, you know, really every single day of the week we have some kind of a call going on. Tuesdays and Thursdays we have the training calls going on that you're on right now. You're always welcome to revisit those anytime you want. We have Monday and Wednesdays our bi-weekly FAQ call, and then we have on Fridays we have our weekly update call. The weekly update call, a lot of times I might be jumping in on these calls and kind of letting everybody know about some cool stuff coming down the pipeline. If we've got a new lender that just signed up with us, if we've learned something new about our competition, or we see some new huge opportunity that people are finding success in, this is where we're going to let folks know. You'll also see continued correspondence with LoanHero via email as well. So be sure to look out for our email updates. The whole goal is to keep everybody informed of what's going on, because I can tell you we're moving so fast. It's insane that it's exciting, and the energy in here is just so different than the other companies I've ever been a part of. And I know that, you know, I want to carry that forward to our outside partners as well. I want everybody to know, you know, how excited we are about the things that we're rolling out, and you know, so just keep your eyes out for, you know, emails and notifications from LoanHero.
Hey, Derek, it's Mark. Yep. We need to start wrapping her up. Okay.
Okay, yep, last thing. And so you can schedule a one-on-one consultation as well with our partner. So if you have something specific that you want to schedule a one-on-one consultation, you can do that here. You can access our monthly payment calculator here as well to calculate the monthly payment. And the last thing, contact information. You can see our phone number here, extension, our email, again, the information about our calls, our partner support team. And again, if you need to schedule a one-on-one, you can do that here. And please do, you know, follow us online and all that good stuff. So that's pretty much it. I apologize if that went a little bit longer than initially anticipated. What I'd like to end with here is this slide here. So what are you guys going to do from here? So this is really the very important slide for everybody to pay attention to right now if you're still on. We need to know that you bared with us and stayed on the line this entire time and went through training. From a compliance standpoint, it's unbelievably important that we have every partner of ours go through training before being allowed to sell LoanHero. And one of the ways we do that is we give this special link out only after training was completed, and we have a special code that you enter into the form. So go ahead and write this URL down, loanhero.com/partner-training-completed. And the code, just put partner success 123. You'll see we ask for a code. And this is just for us, again, to know that you're on, you're paying attention, you actually went through training. A lot of folks can be registered and then just not even on their computer and not pay attention. And so we don't want that. We want to make sure that you guys are actually going through training, again, for the benefit of this whole program. And what's going to happen after this is a member of our partner support team is going to reach out to you and get you set up to begin referring merchants to LoanHero. We'll be able to answer any questions you have at that time. We're going to be able to send an email out to you welcoming you to LoanHero. And in that email, we're going to include a partner ID number, which is going to be your unique partner ID number used for submitting leads into LoanHero. And we're also going to provide you with login credentials so that you can access the partner back office that we looked at earlier. So that's really it, guys. I really look forward to working with everybody. I don't know if, Mark, you have anything else you want to add before ending this call, but I'm excited about the opportunity to work with all of you, and I am really excited about 2016 and what LoanHero is about to do, and I hope you guys are ready. I can't say anything else, but I'm ecstatic about working with all of you.
Awesome, Derek. Thank you so much for being on. It was a great training, and I just put that link in your chat box, guys, so you can go ahead and click it on the chat. And we are going to go ahead and have the recording of this available. I will send it out in the next day or so. In the future, we'll probably have another design training that we put up in the back office that can be viewed 24/7. So thank you so much for attending. Great stuff, Derek. It was a great job, very, very informative. We're really excited here about getting going. So just look for emails from us the next couple days, and we'll start sending you out your partner IDs and your back office credentials. So that's all I had. Thanks, everybody, for attending. Have a great day. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.